Okay, this is the second video that I'm going to be doing just some examples of stoichiometry calculations. So just a reminder to keep these 6 steps in mind when you're actually going to be going through and doing it. So the one that we're going to be looking at today is this one here. We're going to be calculating the volume in milliliters of sulfuric acid of concentration 0.50 moles per litre required to convert 7.9 grams of iron to iron 2 sulfate. So the first thing you've got to do is pull the information out from the question of what's actually happening to be able to write your balanced equation. So we know that we're going to be using sulfuric acid, okay, which is H2SO4, and we're going to be reacting, this says convert 7.9 grams of iron, so we're going to be reacting that just with straight Fe. Alright, so this is an acid metal reaction that gives us a salt. It's iron 2 sulfate, it tells you. So the formula for that is FeSO4. And an acid plus a metal gives you a salt plus hydrogen gas. So there's our equation. It's actually already nicely balanced for us first time, so we don't need to do anything else. So next thing we do is we go to the actual equation and we try to pull out the information that we know. Okay, so first thing that we're given here is we've got 0.5 moles per litre, alright, of sulfuric acid. So we've got here concentration equals 0.50 moles per litre. Okay, and then the other bit that we get is 7.9 grams of iron. Okay, so we've got here mass of iron equals 7.9 grams. Okay, and we're trying to calculate the volume of sulfuric acid, so we're trying to calculate the volume over here. And I find it really helpful to put in what we're trying to calculate, because that will help me keep in mind for later on. Okay, so we're going to need to know our known. Our known is obviously going to be iron over here, but we've only got one value for it at the moment. But we can always work out the molar mass. So all you got to do is go to the periodic table to get the molar mass. So for iron it's 55.85. Alright. Third step we then go on to do is to calculate the number of moles of our known. So we've got two values here for our iron. So our iron is going to be the known that we're going to try and calculate. So number of moles of iron equals mass over molar mass, birds over mountains. So 7.9 over 55.85. So again, you can work that out if you're going through and doing this in an exam, but for this intents and purposes at the moment we don't need to, because we're just trying to calculate the volume. Okay. Next step that we need to do is calculate the mole ratio. Okay, so for our mole ratio, it's number of moles of our unknown, which is sulfuric acid, over number of moles of our known, which is iron. And we just get these from up here in the equation. Okay. For our sulfuric acid, it's not written here, but there's a 1 out the front. Okay, so this is going to equal 1 over, and then we look out the front for our iron, there's also a 1 up the front here. Okay, so our mole ratio is actually 1 over 1. Okay, so what we can do now is calculate our known. Okay, so we're trying to calculate the number of moles of our sulfuric acid. Okay, so we know that it's the number of moles of iron we had, which was 7.9 grams over 55.85, okay, times by the mole ratio, which was in fact 1 over 1. Okay, so now we go through and we find out what our answer is. It's asking us to calculate the volume of sulfuric acid that we needed. Okay, so using our triangle, which I'll put down the bottom here because I've got room this time. Okay, CNV over here, we're trying to find volume, so it's going to be number of moles over concentration. So our number of moles comes from up here, okay, that we put down. So it's 7.9 over 55.85 times 1 over 1. We don't need to put that in because it's just 1. So there's our number of moles. Concentration that we had in the question was 0.50. So we put that all in our calculator, okay, and we come up with an answer of 0.28 litres, okay, or 280 millilitres. Now what we've done is we've answered this again to two significant figures, because if we go back and we have a look at the question, up here we had 0.50, so up here this one is two significant figures, and this one here is two significant figures as well, so our answer is going to be to two significant figures. Okay, which we've got here of 0.28. Alright, hopefully you can do this one, go back and try it yourselves, and then you can go on to the next one. Thanks guys.